Hi there and welcome to Story Time with Uncle Bill. In today's story, folks, we're going to go back to the second time I was at the halfway house, the federal halfway house in Wilmington, North Carolina on Princess Street, and it was on a violation. First time I just got out of prison, the second time was on a violation, the third time would be the second time I got out of prison. Well, on this particular time, it had only been like 3 or 4 months since I've been out of the halfway house, and I violated 30 years. Matter of fact, I didn't do anything. 1,000 violations. So instead of sending me back to prison, which he's going to eventually do anyway, he sent me to 2 months at the halfway house. And the halfway house is not designed for you to stay there. It's a place between prison and home. So really the longest that you hear people get is 6 months, but normally somewhere between 30 days and 3 months. So if you're there 6 months, you might see a ton of people, and this was a co-ed, guys and girls. A ton of people come in. At one time there was 20 people, and then at another time I was the only guy at the federal halfway house for a couple days. But the second time, not so much. There was like 15 guys in there, and one of the dudes, one of my good buddies, Buckshot, out of Jacksonville, North Carolina, he had went home, but he was hooking up with this girl. He's a black dude. He was hooking up with this white girl, and that's totally you can actually go to jail or prison. You're violating. You're not allowed to be around convicted felons while you're on at the halfway house or supervised release. You got to understand something about the halfway house. You are under the care of the Attorney General of the United States. You are still considered an inmate. You're still part of the prison system. The U.S. Marshals are going to come get you. You're not free. So anyway, this is about helping him out. He came to me and he was like, "Yo, Bill," he real country as hell, my man. And he was like, "Yo, Bill, man, hey, look, the girl had a boyfriend. She was, I guess she was staying with somebody. She had just got out of prison herself, and she had moved out, but her stuff was still at the ex-boyfriend's house. And he was like, "Yo, can you?" Because he can't go, because if he calls the cop, you know what I mean. They'll both go to jail. They can't be together. And or if I'm with him or her, I get the same thing. And so I was like, "Hey, that ain't no problem and shit." So I don't know where we are. I didn't know Wilmington. I still don't know Wilmington. Like, that's a pretty big space. We ended up out in the cut in this fancy, big, looked like the White House apartment building. Long steps. It had been like 20 steps. Looked like the Washington steps, the Philadelphia steps that Rocky ran. And so I was like, "Oh yeah, well, what does this dude look like?" He said, "Oh yeah, he's kind of like a bigger dude, big white dude, works out and shit." So I don't know what to expect, but I really don't care because I fight. I like to fight. I don't have no problem with it. I have many fights. So, and normally most people all bark, they ain't about to bite, or you could bark and they're gonna run. I'm gonna count on all that too, because as soon as you get close enough to me, we're gonna see if you can fight. That's just gonna happen. And I'm already in fight mode. I mean, I don't know what could happen. If he's asking me to do this, that means something bad, you know. So I'm just going to go ahead and think shit's bad. What is it you expect of me? That's what I need to know. Well, look, because where the building was, there was a long straightaway that there wasn't no obstruction. There wasn't no buildings, bushes, or things. So he had to hide the bush that was like half a mile down the road. He didn't come with us. So she pulled up to the apartment building, and I said, "What do you want me to do?" And she said, "Well, just stay down there. It's only like 10 or 15 boxes and a couple things of clothes and blah blah." I said, "Do you want me to go up there and help you?" She's like, "No, I got it. Don't worry about it. Just make sure he don't touch me or blah blah blah." And I was like, "All right, yeah, that's what's up." So I'm sitting down at the car, I'm smoking a Black and Mild, and wondering what the hell is going on, because she was up there for a hot minute, and next thing I know, she come down and the door opened, and she was walking down the stairs. I seen her carrying 2 boxes, and then he came out, and he was a big dude, folks. He came out in a tank top and shit. He was taller. He probably about 6'3", 6'4". But he didn't have the thickness, but he was that lanky, strong looking kind, like he could do a lot of pull-ups. That's what I think about when I see that. And he came out and he was like, "Hey, you blah blah." He started cussing, and I just went and look. I'm gonna go ahead and do it, man. It just freaks you out. It is what it is. But you gotta understand something. So like, I'm in a scary situation. This is called the flip. I'm not mad at this dude, but I don't want this dude to think he could get away with that shit because I'm supposed to be the new boyfriend. You know what I mean? So I hear, "Hey, you son of a blah 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 blah. You motherfucker! Who you think you're talking to like that? You come out from here! You come down here and do something! I'll beat your goddamn! You come out blah blah blah!" Well, it worked. I didn't see him no more. Man, I just think I blew my voice out. And it was way worse than that. I was jumping around like a monkey, man. I was mad. I wasn't mad, but I had to seem like I was ready, you know. And I did that for a hot minute too. Like, she walked all the way downstairs, put the things up, and she kind of smiled because that's why they asked me to do it, because I'm already crazy. And she goes, "God, that was kind of scary. I almost dropped the boxes and stuff." I wish I would have recorded it because it was really, you should have seen dude the way his whole demeanor, it changed pretty quick. And after that, it was smooth sailing. She just came down with the clothes and stuff. So uneventful. I never even seen the dude again. We got in the car, drove, we picked dude up, and he was like, he's literally quarter-mile down the road. He was like, "Yo, dog, man, I'm surprised the cops ain't out here. I heard you crystal clear out here, man. You went off and shit." I said, "Yeah, well, he was going off on your old lady and stuff. I had to do something." He's like, "Yeah, man, I was over here laughing. I really heard you loud as hell." I said, "Yeah, I think I blew my voice just like I just did right there." And I'm in a small room. I got a new green screen and I made some videos and realized that I didn't try to edit the thing in. So I'm trying, folks. I got new microphones. Looks like they're working. Got cameras, got the lights. I got the stories. I had a couple stories that the microphone didn't turn out, and other things. I caught a couple cool videos that never made it because when I went to press the stop button, it started recording. It's one of the hazards of making videos. You got to make sure that red light's on. If your microphones have buttons, they got to be on your lights. I got mad props for that though. I mean, you know, I got to play the boyfriend, and just a couple minute explosion was really all it took. But it would have been interesting, you know, because the fact of reality is a lot of people that get put in that situations, or not put in that situation, that are actually in that situation, the outcome is not the same. Matter of fact, I have friends that have died in domestic violence situations, which that would have been in, or been to jail. And he was a big dude, man. I thought he wanted to rumble. I guess he didn't. I don't blame him neither, because it just would have been on. If you would have came down that steps, you had every intention of hurting me. You probably would have never made it up them steps again. I did get the props. It was like a big old story, and you got to keep those stories underground because we weren't supposed to be together. But that's the story for today. And if you like it, man, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Share it if you can. Until then, y'all have a good day. Stay safe. Peace.